Hi there, Dan Ray. I'm here at 1862 Stratton Circle in Walnut Creek. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2,100 square feet, listed at 829,000. So just went through the house and overall good bones, and like you've already noticed, it's just cosmetic upgrades that'd be needed here. And a lot of it, again, as we spoke about on the phone, is really about, the quality and the price points. But this is a pretty straightforward upgrade, which will be floors and some kitchen work. So real quick, most of the house, with the exception of the living areas, which is unique, is high ceilings. So the bedrooms have high ceilings, but here in the living areas, it's not, with the exception of the little breakfast nook area. So here we are with, right in the entryway coming out, you have the dining area. So again, probably just tile. Anything here that you see that's wood, you don't necessarily need to replace if you want to make it look a little bit more updated just from paint. So obviously there are more modern styles for railing like this, but it's definitely not needed, and especially if this is going to be a short-term place, I think a coat of paint is really all you need to do. So here's the living/family room with 2,100 square feet. Again, it's borderline whether or not you'll have two separate living areas. Looks like there is like a bonus room that could be used as like a family room, and I'll get to that next. But this is where most likely most of your time with the family will be, which has access to the deck. And that's the only thing here, is that it looks like the decking, and we'll go outside a little bit, but the decking and the fencing is a little worn and probably needs to be replaced at some point. With the HOAs, this, it's $475 a month, and your exterior is not covered, so any work that you do outside would be out of your own pocket. The only thing that's covered is common area maintenance, hazard insurance, and then management fee, and then any big projects for the common areas. Okay, so moving on to the kitchen. So decent sized kitchen. You could potentially actually take out this part here to open up this little nook area, breakfast nook area, and then create an island here in the middle for more space from both sides. But as it stands right now, you have a kind of like a little bar area. So depending on your preference, it's really kind of how you would like to use the space in the kitchen. And like you mentioned, a lot of natural light will come through here with the skylights throughout the home. So here is where it has a little bit of high ceilings, vaulted here with the sun roof in the breakfast nook area. These cabinets, they are definitely the original, but again, you have a couple options on how to upgrade this. I think the best thing, cost effective, would be to sand it, paint it, and then potentially if you wanted a different door with some decorative trim, you could do that. And then just the appliances. The countertops, it's pretty simple, but you could put your choice of stone, whether it's granite or quartz or marble. Marble's obviously more expensive. But these cabinets are in good shape. Again, it's just a more of putting some hardware on or replacing the doors. So it wouldn't be like a full remodel, which is the price points that I referenced, 25 to 30. It wouldn't be anywhere near that if you were to at least just do new doors or paint. Okay, so the kitchen, and one thing I just noted, unless these are load-bearing walls, even if it was, there's always ways around it. It's just a matter of the HOA approve it. But you could knock down this wall because it's really just this bar and sink, and you may want to keep that. But you could potentially take down this wall, and that would open up this entire area and then make the whole downstairs feel much bigger and open. As it stands right now, it's okay. It's just the kitchen is, kind of tucked away here in a separate room with this door. Okay, so next here, this is actually not included in the room. So room count. So this is kind of being treated right now as a living area. It could be an office. I'm sorry, a family room area. It could be an office. You know, this is technically a fourth bedroom by new standards, in that all you really need is a window for it to be a room. You don't need a closet. I think I mentioned that to you in an earlier video. But you have this, you know, kind of bonus room, if you want to call it, because it's not listed in the county records as a room. But technically today it does count as a room. Okay, so the garage, 2-car garage, all the laundry's out here. You know, really minor cracks, nothing major, nothing like what we've seen in in some of the other properties. So, and I can just feel it. The foundation is solid. It's a concrete slab, so there's no crawl space, and there's no signs in the walls of any kind of cracking. So, it's a good foundation. You probably want to upgrade this garage door. This is an older. Just an older type of garage door opener. The garage door itself usually is not that expensive to have one of those that folds and bends along the opening. So that's one thing you could do here. A lot of built-in cabinets for storage space here in the garage. You know, these are older, but again, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And then you have trash here, which is accessible from the outside, as you can see that door, and then also here through the garage, which is nice that you don't have to fully leave the house to get to the garage. Okay, so here's the first bathroom. It's the half bathroom, which is a pretty big half bathroom. Again, you can see they actually did paint these drawers, that's, you know, a minor upgrade that they did at some point, but for sure you'd want to replace these countertops for the bathroom. And it looks like a newer toilet. Toto's a good brand. Okay, and then moving on to the upstairs bedrooms. So this is where the high ceilings are, so they're going to feel a lot larger, and it's a fresh coat of white paint, so it's kind of a blank canvas for you to do what you want color-wise, etc. You could probably use some new baseboards. You know, now they're much taller than the small. Looks like about an inch. Usually they're about 3 to 4 inches high. These cabinets, again, older, but you could certainly just sand it to refinish it. And then depending on how you feel about carpet, you could probably replace carpet, but the carpets do look fairly new, and they're all in good condition. So again, you know, the popcorn ceiling that you mentioned, would have to take that down, or best to. We can look into getting quotes for that at some point if this is something that you still want to move forward with, but you know, there's not actually that much of it. It's just you'd have to get, can't do it yourself unless you have a really large ladder. Okay, so that was bedroom number 1, and then we'll go here to bedroom number 2. You know, at some point you see it's a little dark up there. You know, it's okay that crack is along the seam, not a big deal, but if there's like discoloration, that means that there could have been at one point a leak in the roof. So without having gone through the disclosures in any kind of detail, it's really tough to say, but we just want to make sure that that roof inspection turns out, because that could have been in the past at some point. But the house was built in 1983, so, you know, technically roofs have a lifespan at that point when it was constructed about 20 to 30 years, so that could have been before a roof, any kind of roof work was done. Okay, so this is a pretty big closet. Got a whole wall of a closet for this bedroom, so good storage there. Okay, and then here, you know, again, same kind of bathroom as downstairs in terms of the cabinets. I think we already talked through this, and I've been up here, but this is the first full bathroom. And cabinets were painted and probably replaced these tops. So full bathroom number 1, and then here again, more kind of storage space. Again, just sand and paint, or replace the doors for these. Okay, so the master bedroom. High ceilings again, and You know, it's an interesting shaped bed. It's a really wide one, it's just for staging. But most beds are a little bit longer. So, you know, this is actually a lot of space right here anyways, but your bed most likely will extend out a little bit. But it's a good sized master overall. Again, with the high ceilings and especially with this large window for light. And again, another kind of almost full wall length closet. And then finally the master. So bathroom, again, cabinets painted, the older vanity tops, and then just white tile here for the shower. So, you know, upgrades would need to happen at some point for the bathrooms too, but you know, it's a clean white. You just kind of clean up this grout here. It's just dirty grout, and you know, all white you could get by with. But again, it's all personal preference. So pretty good sized master bathroom, considering the square footage, and then your toilet. Okay. So I know you can't necessarily see this, but this popcorn is just sprayed on. So it's really just underneath is just drywall. So easy procedure to do. But like you mentioned, it has asbestos in it. So it's best to have that professionally done so they can get rid of all of it. Okay, these are single pane windows. It's a quiet neighborhood, so it's not going to be an issue for noise. But you know, you could upgrade the windows throughout the house. And let me go check some of the bedrooms if it's the same. Yeah, no, these were upgraded, so these are new. In the bedrooms, these are new windows. They replace these with vinyl frames, and that's double paned. And looks like all the rooms, yeah, all the rooms have the upgraded windows. Yeah, same thing there. Okay. So it's just actually those, looks like the skylight windows and these up here were not upgraded. So they would just basically put a vinyl frame in there along with the double. Yeah, and the same thing here. This is single and this is single. Okay, so we'll go outside to the kitchen. The kitchen window is upgraded because that's a vinyl frame, as well as that sliding glass door. So the sliding glass doors and most of the windows have been upgraded. Okay, so yeah, that's a good sturdy new sliding glass door. Pretty solid. So as you probably notice in a lot of these condos, townhomes, the lot sizes are small, so you know, this is your yard. This deck probably needs to be replaced at some point soon. I can feel, you know, some of them are weathered boards. There's not a lot of decking here, so from a cost standpoint, it's not going to be tremendous. But as we get further along in the process, if you want quotes for that, I can have my guys come out and give you a quote. But this would not be much work at all. And again, depending on the materials that you want to use, which would need to be approved by the HOA, especially on the exterior, if they allowed for artificial wood, that would be the recommendation, which is almost double the cost than real wood. Real wood's much cheaper, so you'll have options there. And upgrades, again, are always going to be based on the quality of materials that you choose. Okay, so I think that's it. Again, the house looks solid. I don't see any signs of any kind of movement. Foundation seems to be really good just from a visual inspection standpoint. Pretty good layout. It'd be nicer if you could open up this wall to make it feel more open, but as it is, it's a pretty open floor plan coming in from the entryway to the living and the dining areas. And, you know, upstairs, high ceilings, bathrooms would need to be updated. And really with the bathrooms, it's just the countertops because the cabinets have already been painted white. And lastly, the flooring. So all this tiling would need to be replaced. And then depending on whether or not you want to keep the carpet or not, again, kind of factor that into if you wanted hardwood floors, etc. But for the most part, it usually is that the living areas are hardwood surfaces, or sorry, hard surfaces for the flooring, and then upstairs generally is still carpet. And it looks like this carpet is fairly new. So I don't know what you're thinking in terms of like, again, it's hard because I'm not giving you any exact figures, but the amount of remodeling that would be required here is not going to be a significant amount. Again, if this is more for a short term, we would want to use, the mid to low mid grade quality to make it look nice when you're ready to, move to the next property. Okay, I think that's it. We'll talk to you soon. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Ray. Bye.